So check it out, guys. I just took the driftwood out of the shrimp tank and I've got it over here cooking in the Butterball electric fryer. Check it out. We'll lift the lid. And I've been told that if I let this thing boil for 20 or 30 minutes, that it will be waterlogged. So come on, Butterball. Let's get that driftwood cooked up, baby. Before I put that driftwood back in the tank, I am going to turn the volume down on the pump. I've got it running wide open right now, and if you'll look at that rock that shrimp is trying to stay on right there at its bottom right foot, you can tell there is a lot of flow in that water. Hopefully this boiling trick will make this water sink here in another few minutes. Then in the morning I will rescape that entire tank. Oh, what's in here? Smells just like a nice warm batch of driftwood stew. I should have already been in bed, but I'm still boiling this driftwood. Let's pop this thing open real quick and see. Woo! God dang, it's hot. Hang on a second. Let's see if I can do this one more time without scalding myself. God dang it, it's hot. Woo! If you'll see in there, if I can get it open, I put a pot on top of it, trying to keep it down in the water more, trying to keep it from floating. God dang. Let's let it roll about 15 more minutes. Guys, it is Monday morning. I let the wood sit inside this pot all night long. I cut the boiler off at 10 p.m. last night. I've had it boiling again now for, God dang it. Oh, when am I going to learn that it's so hot? Ugh. I've had this boiler on now for probably an hour, and I've still got that pot over it there. And I checked this morning before I turned the boiler on, and it does appear that the wood is now waterlogged, or whatever you call that in your part of the world. So we just got the kids off to school, and I just got this piece of wood out of the boiler. And I've been over here cleaning it off, rinsing it off with the water, the fresh water. And now, since the wood is so hot still, I'm just filling the sink full of very, very cold water, as cold as I can get it anyway. And I'm going to let it soak right here for a while before putting it into the shrimp tank. Which, let me go ahead and turn the light on. Boom. So we're getting ready to redo that bad boy. If I didn't know any better, I'd say the front end of that is still floating. May have to let it sit here and soak in this sink for a while. So what I'm going to do is just put this pot on top of it for now and continue to just let it soak inside this cold water for however long it takes, guys, till it's completely submerged and not floating up any longer. Alright guys, I'm getting everything laid out now. We're getting ready to go to work on the shrimp tank. If you look over here, we've got the wood in the sink. It's been here all morning long. I just took everything off momentarily ago, and it is fully submerged. It's not floating back up any longer. I've got this old cricket keeper out. I'm going to put the shrimp inside here while we re-aquascape that tank. I've got some long tweezers laid out here. I've got this little aquascaping tool, a net to catch the shrimp with, of course a towel, and I've got two hoses here that I'm going to do a water change on that tank and the Bettah set up. So bear with me, guys. We're getting ready to go to work. Oh man, I just found some cannibalism taking place. Check this out. Looks like that one, can't tell if that's a ghost shrimp. I think that's an amano shrimp. It looks like we've got the amano shrimp eating a ghost shrimp. If I'm wrong, guys, let me know in the comments below, but I'm pretty sure that's what we're seeing take place here. An amano shrimp devouring a ghost shrimp. It looks like the cherry shrimp may be wanting to get him a bite as well. Look at him working, guys. Watch him flip those rocks over. So interesting watching these shrimp go to work. Watch him cramming every little speck he can right into his mouth. Step one, I'm getting ready to remove the light, set it to the side. I'm going to get the plants out. If you look close, you'll see some of that algae or whatever that is on those plants there. I'm going to try my best to clean some of that off. And then I'm going to set the plants inside here with the shrimp. I'm going to take some of the water out of this tank, Put it inside here along with the plants and the shrimp. Here we go. All right, guys, I'm going to get our container here that I'm going to be putting the shrimp in. I'm going to sit it down over here in the sink so I can get a lower point from where that's at to do this siphoning. I may sit these paper towels just over here for the moment. And let me carefully slide this tank. Should be good right there. And let's go ahead and get us some water now from this tank and put it inside the other one. I think I'm going to go ahead and unplug the pump right now before I take any of this water out. Okay, the pump has been turned off. I'm now going to proceed to take some water out of the tank. And we're currently taking water from within the tank and putting it inside this temporary enclosure that I'm going to be keeping the shrimp inside while I re-aquascape this new shrimp tank. I've also got to keep in mind I'm going to be taking that pump out. I'm going to turn the volume down on that. That thing is pumping way too much pressure inside that tank. Which that just means Fluval provides a very good pump for that small spec 5-gallon all-in-one aquarium setup. Now, let's go ahead and get our water. Remember, this water just came from within the tank. And this is what we're going to put our shrimp inside and our plants. I'm going to go ahead and take this light off. Remember, just unscrew your screw right here and then your light will lift. It'll slide right off there very easily. I'm going to go ahead and turn it off till we finish the video. Set it down nice and easy here. So here is one of our plants. I can't remember if this is the Nubius or if this is the Java. Guys, if any of you experienced freshwater plant keepers are seeing this video right now, let me know in the comments below which plant this is. I can't recall the exact name. You can see the root system's growing off of it nicely. I really like this plant, but I don't know what it's called. But here's the other plant that I got for this enclosure. Setup enclosure, whatever you want to call it. This one here, if you look close, it's got a little baby growing off the top of it right here. Can you guys see that baby in the shot? Now I think real quick, I'm going to go ahead and get the rocks out as well. You can see I've got the plants, all three of them right here. I'm going to go ahead now and get all these rocks, place them on this towel that I've got laid out. That way we can totally re-aquascape this tank and be able to clearly see what size rocks that we're going to be working with. And if you guys will take notice here as I'm getting these rocks out, when it comes to these larger size pieces of the Indian Creek River rock, guys, I've only got about 4 of the larger pieces within this tank. And if you look here, what I might call the more medium-sized pieces, look how small that is in my hand. So I've got 1, 2, 3. That's really a small one there. So I've got 4 larger size of the Indian Creek River rock, 3 medium size. Now I'm going to get these remaining smaller river rocks out. Guys, these river rocks here, these all came out of that bag that I got from Lowe's the other day whenever I showed you guys the Bumblebee Bettah setup video. I've gotten all the rocks, there's a couple specks left, but I've gotten pretty much all of the river rock outside of the tank now. I'm going to slide it over here out of my way. I'm going to bring the shrimp container, or our temporary container I should say, over here close to the setup. And I'm going to go ahead now and begin trying to catch these shrimp out here without hurting them. Come on, Mr. Mono. Oh, he jumped in and out. There's number 1. There's the cherry shrimp, and I think that is the other Amano shrimp. So I've got 2 Amano shrimp in here. Well, that's a bummer, guys. I'm totally not seeing the second cherry shrimp. And I have been watching him all morning, so looks like we've already lost a cherry shrimp in this ordeal. That's casualty number 1. You can see one of the cherry shrimp, both of the Amano shrimp, and 1 ghost shrimp in the back. Looks like we are down to 4 shrimp now within our shrimp tank. years ago with one of my reef tanks. I had a 120-gallon reef. It's when I still lived at home in my parents' house. And I had one of the blood red fire shrimp. And I hadn't seen him in a while. And we started smelling something dead. We were looking throughout the house where that dead smell was coming from. That thing had crawled out of the tank, went down one of the wires for one of the power heads, got into the floor, crossed the hallway, went into my mom and dad's room, and died behind one of their dressers or whatever inside their room. So if you don't think these shrimp can get out of tanks and wander off and die, you're wrong. What I'm doing now, guys, I'm just simply rinsing the algae that was growing on these plants. I'm just lightly wiping it off and rinsing it under this fresh water. If you guys haven't seen my videos before, this water here at my house, this is well water. So I do not have any chlorine in this water. So I have no need to use a dechlorifier. I'm washing off this third and final piece now. It's not very dirty. Oh, dude, I thought I saw that shrimp. It's not. It was just a flake of wood. I seriously thought I saw the shrimp. All right, there's all the plants cleaned off. We've got all of our shrimp and plants inside this little temporary container. We've got our water level drained down now to a manageable level that we can now do some re-aquascaping. We've got our larger Indian Creek river rocks laid out right here. There's only 4. We've got about 3 medium-sized Indian Creek river rocks. Then we just got a small handful size that we used the other day on the Bumblebee Bettah setup. So, okay guys, let's get to re-aquascaping this shrimp tank. So if you guys missed the first build of this video, this tank that you're seeing, this is the new Fluval spec 5-gallon all-in-one aquarium. The only thing that this aquarium does not come with is a heater. And I've got one that's supposed to be here tomorrow. I ordered a 7-inch tall 25-watt heater that's going to go right here into this pump chamber compartment. Other than the pump, which is located at the very bottom, I'll show you in just a second. There's nothing else in this chamber, so the heater will go perfectly right there. One of my friends, hey, shout out real quick to James Lay. James, thank you so much for all the comments you've helped me with on these tanks. James told me that those ghost shrimp have actually been known to eat cherry shrimp. So for any of you rookies like myself, freshwater shrimp keepers, you may not want to be putting ghost shrimp in with your cherry shrimp. According to my friend James Lay, shout out to you one more time, James. Those ghost shrimp can and have been known to eat the cherry shrimp. Let's clean this wood up. Guys, as you can see now, I'm just over here stroking my wood. This piece of wood has been boiling inside water, all in all, for close to 3 hours. If you add together what I did last night, accumulated with what I did this morning. So for nearly a total of 3 hours it was boiled. And now it does appear to be waterlogged. And we will find out 100% certain if it is or not here just momentarily. Alright, I believe that's about as clean as I'm going to be able to get that. Let's go ahead and put it inside the tank. Okay guys, I turned the tank towards you that way because I wanted you to hopefully be able to see it better. Let me go ahead and real quick before I put that in there, kind of just spread this substrate over to the sides a little bit to kind of allow that to kind of set down in the middle of this cavity that I'm creating. I just got the wood down inside the tank. I am attempting to get it in position now. As you could imagine, it's not the easiest tank in the world to get your hands down the side of, especially whenever you are attempting to use a piece of driftwood like I am that takes up pretty much the entirety of the setup. Alright, I think that's going to look pretty good. Let's go ahead now and begin putting in the larger pieces of the Indian Creek River Rock. I'm going to go ahead and do this piece first. I do recall having it closer up here to the front of the tank, and I did push it down into the substrate quite a bit. So there's one of the 4 main ones. So there is 1, 2, 3, 4 of the Indian Creek River Rocks. And this corner back here is really, really tight, guys. Having a time with it. Alright, I think that's going to be pretty good there. Okay, before I put any more rock inside there, I'm going to attempt to put some of the plants inside. And hopefully in the meantime not lose any more shrimp like I did on the first attempt. Come on. There we go. There we go. That's what I wanted. Now, let's get these rocks on it. Fan the leaves out a little bit more. Boom. Oh, that's going to look really, really nice right there. I can already tell. Let's get this root system here on down in here a little bit. So there's that. And I will get some more rocks here in just a second to put around the base of that to help hold it, to help better hold it in place. So there's plant number 1, plant number 2, and then let's grab this third plant that has the baby growing off of it. This may be the hardest one for me to secure. Okay guys, to take your pump out, first you're going to take this return and lightly pull it forward just like that. It slides right off. You can then push this right out the back of the tank. Boom. Lift up with this and your cord, and your pump's going to come right out. Now, when you lift your pump out, look right here, you've got a dial, and right now, this dial is all the way over here towards me, which is wide open. That would be the lowest point, all the way over here away from me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this about, not even quite halfway, because there was so much flow in this tank, guys, it was ridiculous. So all I did, once again, I just made that setting a little under halfway. I'm going to slide the pump gently down back inside the pump compartment. I'm going to push it back through this hole, just like that. I'm going to take my return piece, push it right back inside there, and now we're ready to put water back inside this tank. Hopefully you guys can get a shot of how I'm doing everything now. And now all I'm going to do is start inserting some of these smaller river stones that I had left over. I'm going to lightly start placing them within the tank now. Can you guys see some of these smaller rocks that I'm putting inside here? Hopefully you can get a shot of it from where I've got the camera positioned right now. I've got that plant, what I was trying to illustrate to you earlier. If you lift this up right here ever so lightly, lift it up, put your stem inside there, and when you let it go, it should hold it in place. We will find out here within a few moments whenever I start adding water back to the setup. Now it's time to catch our shrimp. Once again, we've got 1, 2, 3, and where is number 4? Number 4. Let's get these guys out of here. All right, I'm going to get this water that I've had sitting out all morning at room temperature, and I'm going to start filling up this tank again now. Okay guys, all I've got here is a leftover cup of play sand that I had rinsed off and done in both of these setups. And I'm going to add just a little bit more sand along the bottom just to see some color mixed in amongst all that black. Alright, I was just finishing topping everything off and I accidentally put just a little bit too much water. So what I'm going to do now is get my siphon hose and quickly do a quick water change. Alright guys, I just plugged the pump back up. Notice it is running. And the water is nowhere near as rough as it once was. But you can see all this sediment now if I just sit here for a second and hold it still. Look at how strong that pump is, guys, and that is down below halfway. And I've got it pointed over here to create a swirling motion to bring all this debris back around over here to this built-in skimmer. And you can see a shrimp right there, right here at the skimmer. And that comes over here and goes down through this sponge pad and bypasses through 2 other levels of filter media, goes over to the pump compartment and back into the tank. So all I did was turn the lights on, and the tank is now currently in the process of clearing up. I'll try to give you guys a shot all the way around it. Notice I have not yet went back in here and distributed sand evenly like I plan to do, because right now what I'm about to do is a quick water change on the Bumblebee Bettah setup, because everyone keeps asking me online, how do you clean that? You're about to see. Step 1, I just come right over here, I grab all these plants and I gently lift them out of the top of the vase. And I set them right here on some paper towels. And now all I'm going to do is stick this hose down inside here and do a quick water change. So I've actually got a short hose, guys, that I cut just to do this with. I like to stick it down in here just about halfway because I don't want to suck any of the rocks or sand from the bottom. And then I just suck on the end of the hose to create a siphon. And try to be really careful to not suck up the betta fish. Let's go ahead and take it all the way down to the bottom. And then I just fill it back up. What I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to fill it all the way almost to the top. And I'm going to do a second water change just to get rid of some of this debris from this piece of wood that I've got in here. So just like you would any other fish tank, guys, you just do a water change on it. And that is one of the bonuses about having well water, especially whenever you're a freshwater fish keeper. You can drain them down to the rocks, guys, and fill them right back up. And don't have to worry about dealing with any chemicals. And then after you've gotten your tank filled back up, guys, gently put your plants back down inside the water column. Be sure to spread your plants out however you like best. Everything seems to be growing well. And now all I've got to do is wipe the glass off, and this maintenance service is complete. All I'm about to do is simply attempt to maneuver some of this sand around. Although I kind of like it in places like that. I don't want it covering up these rocks fully. Spread a few of these smaller rocks out as well. Oops, I think I just, got 2 shrimp here in harm's way. Sorry, guys. I'm just attempting the same thing here on the other side of the tank now. Of course, when we just filling this tank up, you are going to be seeing some air bubbles. Most of those air bubbles will clear up within 24 hours. Just cleaning it back up here a little bit. You guys know I'll give all of you an update on this tank here in a few more days. I'll start including this tank as well in a lot of my upcoming videos. So if you guys have enjoyed seeing me set this tank up for a second time, I know I've enjoyed setting it up for you. Leave me a comment below. Let me know your favorite part about the tank. Looks like I still need to wipe the glass a little bit. I still see a little bit of residue here. So if you guys got you a set of these long tweezers, you can get you a paper towel and just wrap them up around the tweezers. And this is one of my favorite ways right here to wipe the glass on some of these smaller tanks that I set up. See if I can fit in between that log. Try to knock some of those air bubbles off in the process. But really I just wanted to wipe that residue that I was seeing along that line. Wipe the glass down one more time here on the outside. This is the top to the tank. It goes right up here perfectly into place, just like this. And I don't even have to put that lid on there, but I'm going to for now because I may get a couple fish in the future and I don't want the fish jumping out. There's a lot of tropical fish that can jump right over that short edge. Looks like the mono shrimp is already gone to work. First person to find the cherry shrimp wins. There's our cherry shrimp. You already saw the mono shrimp right down here. There is a ghost shrimp right there that I see. Still got quite a few air bubbles, but there's you guys a better view of it. I'll try to take some at night so that you don't have so much reflection going on. All right, guys, I just want to thank each and every single one of you for following along with me one more time while we set up this new shrimp tank. I've enjoyed doing it. I wouldn't mind having about 20 more of them, doing 20 completely different setups. I just love doing this stuff. If you guys like this stuff as well, be sure to subscribe to my channel. Drop me a comment below. You already know I try my best to answer each and every comment. I appreciate each and every one of you being here. Thank you for your time. And I can't wait to talk to every single one of you in the next video.